Welcome to this week's Woven Together. It's week 2 in Lent. And this week I'm going to focus on the reading from the lectionary rather than the reading in the Bible study because they're different. I want us to think about the story in Mark's Gospel. If you want to hear this week's reading, have a look on our website at our Sunday service and you can hear my sister reading it. It's a story about Jesus telling the disciples honestly about the way in which he would have to suffer and the reality of life as a disciple. We all know, as the disciples found out, that life as a disciple of Jesus might sometimes be difficult. And I think that sometimes people think that Christians have got it easy, that they don't get stressed or ill or suffer. I even heard it suggested actually that ministers are even more immune from all of this, and I can assure you they're not. Like all of society, we all have our problems, and life can throw many hardships at us. I do thank God for my faith, and it's reassuring to have the creator of the universe to cling to and to look to for strength. But if you look at Mark chapter 8, Jesus tells his disciples quite clearly that following him won't be an easy ride at all. We have to be willing to leave our old lives behind, hoist up our crosses on our shoulders each day, and follow Jesus. So that got me thinking, how could we make a craft activity fit that today? So this week, the activity I've chosen to remind us to take up our crosses, and let's be honest, who hasn't had to take up their cross this lockdown? I thought we'd make a simple cross. It's so easy to do. You could do this actually with your children and grandchildren over FaceTime if that's how you're seeing them at the moment. All you need is a rectangular piece of paper. Now normally when we make things we always want the square pieces, but this time you just need a rectangular piece of paper. Fold the corner across like this. Let me do that with you. So you've folded the bottom corner up and across. Now do it again the other way. So now you've got that way and then that way. You've got a nice arrow. Now fold it upwards. Make it tight though to this line. You see what I did there? I just folded that upwards. That's all you need to do. And then fold it in half. Now do it that way. See which way I'm going? So that side together. You really need paper that's not very thick for this, or very strong hands. So if it was thick paper or card, you'd struggle. I'm just warning you now. Just try and find, but you can do it with a piece of A4 paper, anything that's rectangular. So you've folded it together like that. Now, and this is where the fun bit is. All you need to do now is get hold of these flappy bits, hold the thick bit here and rip it right down there. Now I couldn't believe this when I did it. This actually works. This is where you need your strength a little bit. If you can't rip it, get your scissors. We'll start it off. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's neat or if it's ripped and wriggly, and I'll show you why in a minute. Oh, there we go. You might think, oh, that, she's just blown it now. But no, actually, that's right. All you're left with is this piece. And when you open it, there you go. And in true Blue Peter style, here's one I made earlier. And Thomas made me one with a piece of origami paper. We cut that into a rectangle and made it. And you know, the thing about these crosses is it doesn't matter what size it is or how higgledy-piggledy it is, and I was saying this to Tom before, because the cross that Jesus hung on wasn't polished and sanded and planed and a beautiful piece of wood. It was a rough piece of really painful hard wood, and I think the thing you could do with these is you could just stick this somewhere where you can see it. Put it in your kitchen or in your bedroom or on a mirror, or I'm going to keep mine here. It doesn't matter what size it is. Just to remind you this Lent that Jesus asked us to take up our cross each day, that it isn't an easy ride, and Lent in a lockdown is never going to be easy, is it? But to remind us that he's with us all the time in everything we do. Have fun doing that. It's not difficult. You just need to pull hard. Wind it back and watch it again, and then you can see how to do it. And I'll see you next week.